Okay, it is time to do some translations. So before we can get there, let's quickly review our coordinate pairs, not Paris. Okay, so coordinate pairs. On the left is our x, on the right is our y, all the time. So always do your left to right before you're up and down. So -2, 4, we would go to, we'd start at our origin, we'd go to -2, then we do our vertical, so -2, 4 would be right there. Okay, so when we do a translation means move. So we take a shape and we move it somewhere in the Cartesian grid. How it's moved is called a vector. So a vector looks like a coordinate pair. You can see one right here. But you notice the rectangular brackets. Okay, so a vector just tells you how far left and right. So when you see rounded brackets, they tell you of a point. When you see the square brackets like this in transformational geometry, this is a vector. This tells you how far it's moving. It's the same thing. We have an x and a y. So basically this vector tells you how far left and right it's going to go and how far up and down it's going to go. So 2, -1 means it's going to go right by 2 and down 1 because it's negative. The first number is the left and right. So when it's +2, it's moving right. If it was -2, it's moving left. And the second number is the up and down. A negative number means down, a positive number means up. So if we come up to this example right here, we can see we have a shape, shape ABCD, and this would actually be written, if this was math, shape ABCD. That's how it'd be written in the question. A little triangle meaning shape, just like when you saw that would mean angle AB. The triangle means shape. Okay, so let's just back that up a little bit. Okay, so take a look. If that's my vector for translation, -5, 4, the easiest way for me to show you, I know I'm moving the shape left, so I'm going to start with one of the points on the left. So let's start with point A. Okay, so if I'm moving at -5, point A is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to here. And then it's going to go up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So my new position for A is going to be right there. And all of them are going to move the same way. So what you're going to find is that your shape is going to move to this point right here. Okay, so my new point for A is -4, 8. Okay, -4, 8. You realize that if I had actually done some math here, we started at 1, 4, and take a look at the math. -4, 8, sorry. Okay, so if I added -5 to 1, I end up with -4. If I add 4 to my 4, I get 8. I can actually do the math of these vectors just like that. Okay, so if my vector was 3, 1, let me just clone. So if my vector was 3, 1, I'm moving to the right. So you know what? I might start this time with point B. Okay, because it's easier. It's easier to move. I don't want to move through the middle of my shape. So point B, I'm going to move 1, 2, 3, and then it's +1 as well. So I go up 1. So my new image of B is going to be right there. And then I can do the same thing with all the points, or I can take a look at how my shape is constructed and reconstruct it just like that. Okay, so we're just moving. Translation is just moving. And we'll do one last one. I think this one's maybe a little bit more challenging. -1, -5. So you notice I'm moving left and I'm moving down. So if I move left and down, C is going to be my easiest one to move. So I move it left 1, and then I move it down 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So my new image of C is going to be right there. Okay, so my new image of C goes right there. Then I can list off my other coordinates. Okay, so that is translations. Your math page I'm going to ask you to do a little bit of. You're basically just naming points. Okay, so you don't have to construct any of this, and I know you don't have graph paper. Just do the very best you can. It's fairly straightforward, this one. With the other types, I'm going to show you an app or a website that you can do the math on. Okay, so good luck with this today.